If you have a utility.
Welcome to Blues to Do TV with Marley Walker.
Hey, that's my old announcer, Bruce. Nice to hear your voice, Bruce. Harpo, we used to call him. Marley Walker here at the Seattle Drum School. We're at the lab. That's the little auditorium in the back. A nice little performance space. We're going to get some live music in here, too. I think I've got a December date. We're going to book some bands and see who we can rope into coming down here and partying with us on a Sunday afternoon. So this afternoon, today, I'm thrilled to have my guest, C.T. Thompson. I've been seeing him sing in the scene. He's always satisfying, really great voice. So I said, I got to have a conversation with you and get your story. So we're going to get C.T.'s story today on the live stream. It is live streaming at YouTube/C/Seattle Drum School, and then I'll eventually get my YouTube channel going. I'm still working on the technical part of these things. If you want to be part of my technical team, if you're a little techie and you want to get some experience, please feel free to reach out to us here at the Seattle Drum School. I'm kind of looking for more. Chandler's going to go to school, so in about a month or so, I'm going to have to find somebody. So I'm working on getting a few more crew members. I had such a great crew up there at 98th and Aurora for years. Okay, so what is my show plan today? We got our coffee, we got our cookies, CT's here, Chandler's here, we did a theme song. Okay, a bathroom review. I went to so many places this week that I'm overwhelmed. I'm going to have to put that off and get organized. But I went to the bathroom in Tacoma at McMiniman's. This is my new thing, to do bathroom reviews. I think it's a great idea because women, if they're comfortable going to the bathroom at a music venue, then the guys will show up. They don't care. So, generally speaking, I know I'm making generalizations. But anyway, Salmon Bay Eagles, I was there. Beautiful bathroom with flowers. Okay, not everybody puts flowers in the women's room. Got to give them a shout out for that. Tim's Tavern, I went there. That's Together in Music is what Tim stands for. There's no Tim. But it's a great music room. A lot of good jazz and blues jazz up there and bluegrass. So we got to get some blues up at Tim's Tavern. That's one of my agendas. I was also at the Roomba Room for a benefit for a guy named Frenchie. And I think I remember meeting Frenchie. A lot of love in that room. It was a beautiful gathering. Josephine was there, Josephine Howell. She's one of my favorites. And Miss Flows was hosting. She's one of the roaming hosts that CT also does some of that hosting. So anyway, I will get some bathroom reviews on. I'm just letting you know I've been around. I've been to a few venues this week, and I collected video or picture stills from the bathrooms, and I will get those in. Not this week. We're getting there. Okay, reason of the week for the blues. Oh, my goodness. Death threats, intimidation, or democracy? Which is it? The rule of law or death threats? This is just blowing my mind that we have leaders pulling off this kind of stuff. So contact your senators and representatives. Usually I have that flashing on the screen. I forgot that image this week. But yeah, every week I give you your phone numbers to your senators, and I want you to act on that or we don't have a democracy. Once again, I want to thank the Seattle Drum School for being our sponsor, for letting us take up space here. We got our Cadillac parts with signatures, blues people signing. CT, you got to sign my car. I have to get me a silver gold paint pen and get you back down here. Anyway, my guest from Louisiana came to the Northwest singing. You were already singing when you came to the Northwest, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
I always did want to be a singer, so yeah, I was singing.
You grew up singing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a church thing, or was it just great radio, great environment?
It was great radio back there. They had all the soul singers, the R&B singers just singing, man.
Louisiana radio's got to be.
Yeah. They had another radio station. I think that was in Nashville, Tennessee, or something. They had one called WLAC, I think.
Oh, I remember WLAC. Yeah, there was a famous.
To be all over. It was big.
Yeah.
I used to hear everything, man, and I just got inspired to sing. After I heard so many good singers and stuff, I said I want to do that.
Like Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Junior Park, all these guys was
Junior Parker, I loved him.
Yeah.
What was one of the first impressions? Like when you were, 13 or something and you were tuning in, what hit you and bowled you over? Was it Sam Cooke? Was it Otis Redding? What song? Do you remember that moment?
Ooh.
Eat that microphone.
Oh. It was everything, man, the whole scene, because where I lived, they had a club called Kane's Lounge in my hometown of Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
And they had this club called Kane's Lounge, and Toussaint McCall used to play there all the time. And then Ike and Tina and them came to town, and, man, it's just so much stuff just blew my mind. And I got to do that. That's what I want to do, When I saw Ike and Tina, man, Al TNT Bragg, all them guys, I just say I got to be in that business right there.
That's too much fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to do. So,
well, and you don't really show up and play instrument. You show up and sing everywhere, and you also write music. Tell me about that journey for you. What brought you to writing music?
Oh, well, when I used to hear the songs and I get those records and I read everything on the record, and then I say, oh, this guy wrote that song, so I kind of like that too. I want to do that. So stuff was in my head, but I started playing saxophone.
Oh, really?
And when I came up to Seattle, I picked up a saxophone and just started playing. And I met Joe Brazil, and he showed me a lot of stuff. And I never went to class, but he showed me what the notes were, and I was gone. And so when I got to Seattle, I left and went to Chicago, and I started playing with a lot of the blues greats,
Like who? Tell me.
Well, first of all, I met Howlin' Wolf and Little Muddy Waters one time. That was it. And I started playing Casey Jones, Artie White, O.V. Wright, Otis Clay, everybody. I was just in the horn section, and Artie Blues Boy had he was doing a new song, and I was playing with him, so he had this song called Leaning Tree, and I said, oh, he wanted me to play saxophone on it with the horn section. I did, and it's a good song, too. I still like it, today. So, I met a lot of people, so I wanted to sing. That was my deal, but I couldn't get up there by myself. So I had to play saxophone just to be on the stage,
Mm-hmm. Get used to it, get comfortable on stage.
Yeah, stuff like that. And one night I was playing with Artie Blues Boy White, and we was on our way somewhere, but we stopped in Kenosha, Wisconsin, after hours, and then Artie, Lil Milton, and myself, we was in the back room, and I told Artie, I said, man, I'm ready to sing now, man. And Artie said, man, you can't sing, boy, let's keep playing that saxophone. But Lil Milton say, oh, man, the man want to sing, let him go and sing. And that kind of inspired me to do that, So I've been singing ever since, but I had to put the saxophone down because it was too much pressure, because you sing, then you put the horn in your mouth, like, psh, that's enough of that.
Right. That's hard to do both, yeah. Yeah,
so I just started singing and writing songs, different genre.
Well, and you hear the sax in your ear. I mean, that's lead melodic. I mean, usually the sax is doing a solo or some harmony. So it's like a voice.
Yes, voice, yeah.
So there's some parallels there.
Yeah.
When you're singing, it's like a saxophone lead or something.
Right, yeah.
So you didn't have to take too many lessons to get this.
I took one lesson from Joe Brazil. He just showed me the notes on there.
Yeah.
And
but no singing lessons?
I never did do
You're
singing.
a natural. That's the word there. You're a natural.
Yeah, natural, I guess so. I just that's what I want to do. But then, you know, you still have to listen to people after they, you know, say, wow. They say, well, when I first started, I was out of, you know, sometimes you'd be out of key, you know. But then I found out, you know, I play a little guitar. So then I say, okay, I was able to match it, you know. So I was good, you know. So I say, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I do.
Yeah. Well, a little practice and you start realizing what cues you need to be hearing it so you can hit the pitch and all.
It really helps you, you know.
Yeah. Well, you have a great soulful voice, so I'm really glad you decided to sing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You also got an award this year. Tell us about the award you got.
Oh, yeah.
And you almost gave up. You almost said, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, yeah. I was, you know, I've been paying dues ever since, 17, just doing my thing. And here recently, I kind of decided, I'm done with this business. I'm sick of it, you know, because, you know, you be wanting to go places, but, you know, it's a lot of people that block you, you know, especially rhythm and blues singers like myself around Seattle. We don't want that. But that's why I say, well, I've been still digging at it, but I'm going to keep on digging at it. But I was finna give up, and I say, hey, I'm done. You know, and then they had a thing called a Roots Picnic, so I went and sang there, and they surprised me and say, well, CT, we're gonna give you a award, man. And I say, oh man, and so I'm back with this award right here.
Show the camera, let me see.
That award right there made me.
For the many years of generations of generous devotion, to quality entertainment, you have provided the Roots family celebration. So you've been there performing, given your talent to events such as this one, and they recognized. They said, "We see you."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because you know, you never know who's watching you. You know.
That's right.
You never know. You know, you just have to just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
You just never know.
And you're one of the best. I mean, the shows that I go to, like on Thursdays at the Flight Path or the Sunday night Royal Esquire, when you show up, it's like, oh, good, we get to see CT sing. It's a blessing. You are a blessing when you show up, and I'm so glad somebody stopped you and told you that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel the same way, CT, every time I see you sing. It's inspiring, it's moving, it's beautiful. I'm a little geek out there with my camera. I never really get my phone out, but I'm like, oh, CT's up there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Really. I appreciate what you said. Now, coming from the South, coming to Seattle, it's a different kind of racism, but it's still racism. What you're saying is people didn't want to see your music. They didn't want to book you for stuff, and it started to discourage you. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it's kind of discouraging, you know, like.
You bet.
Like I say, you know, my roots are in Louisiana. That's where I started. So in the neighborhood, I just did a little singing here, singing there. It wasn't no big deal. In Chicago, I was saxophoning and blah, 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 blah. They still had their discrimination. They had all the clubs like the Checkerboard. I used to, you know, go there and sing sometime. The Checkerboard in Chicago and all the clubs there, you know, there's a lot of clubs, so I was happy because I didn't have to worry about discrimination or nothing because they had enough clubs. So I was everywhere.
And you got paid?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
See, that's the hard part.
Well, I wasn't singing heavy then. I was saxophoning.
And they paid.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, some kind of way I moved back to Seattle, and I've been here ever since. So I put the saxophone down and just started singing. I had a band when I first got here was called CT and the Record Band.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do our thing. You know, we made a record called On My Way to Mississippi.
That's why I thought you were from Mississippi all that time. And then I went, Louisiana.
Oh, I know. But I was on my way to Mississippi because we had this gig with Artie Blues Boy down in Greenville, Mississippi. So on our way back, the van broke down. I had to get back to Chicago with my family, and I had a job. So me and a trombone player, we said, man, I got to get back too. So we started hitchhiking a ride back to Chicago. But
yeah, that's tough.
But I had wrote a song that called "On My Way to Mississippi," going to Greenville, and I wrote that song called "On My Way to Mississippi." You know, and yeah, it's still kicking.
Nice.
You know, it's nice. And
do you still do that one when you perform live?
Yeah, when I get a chance.
Okay.
You know, and I just keep it moving. You know, it's like sometimes I don't know what to do because, you know, I write different genres of songs, you know. I write all kinds of music, so,
Not just a blues song. You do R&B. You could probably pull out a country song, I bet. No?
I don't know. I don't know what country is, you know, because it's all blues, you know.
Right, to you it's all blues, yeah.
Oh, it's all blues, you know. Tell your story.
Right.
You know, you tell your story, and that's that, you know.
Who'd you learn that from? Because the names I rattled off are more R&B names, but who'd you learn the blues specifically from? Who'd you learn the blues from?
Where'd I get the blues from?
Yeah, who'd you learn from?
Oh.
Little Milton? Artie Blues Boy White?
All those, I mean,
All that
you know, you
rubbed off.
learn from everything. You know, Artie Blues Boy, he was learning too. I mean, he had some humble beginnings, man. Whoa, man, what you doing?
Right.
But he had humble beginnings, and in the end, he panned out, you know.
Polished off some of the rough edges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it wasn't no one particular person. It was like the whole, the whole vibration of everybody was around. And, Earth, Wind, and Fire was in Chicago, too. I met them, too. I'm about to play with them, but, man, I ain't into that, you know. But, because I don't know. But it was the vibe, you know. The vibe all around just kept you going, you know. It was great.
Now, do you feel a good vibe in here in Seattle? What brought you to Seattle originally?
Well, in Louisiana, I got in, I had a family up here. And in Louisiana, I got in trouble about a saxophone. And my mom and dad, boy, you get out of here and go to Seattle. So they shipped me up here, and, I've been here. I came here I was here for 2-3 years. That's when I got here. I saw all the bands that Seattle had, like Cooking Bag, Acapulco Gold, all these bands, man, back there then, you know. Kenny G was with Cole Bowling together, all this stuff.
Right.
I got here at that particular time.
Okay.
Well, I saw all these bands, man. They was kicking. You know, they had a thing called Weedle's Groove or something like that.
Right, Weedle's Groove, exactly, yeah.
And I was thinking, whoa, I was right there, you know.
Right in the thick of it.
Yeah, and I was thinking, man, I'd be right there to see all that good music and stuff like that. And I saw all those bands, and then I really started wanting to play sax then. Then I went to Chicago. You know, I had kids already, so I wanted to go and hang out.
How many kids you got?
I had 4, but
okay.
one passed away.
I'm sorry.
And now I just got 3 girls and 3 grandkids, 3 great-grandkids.
Oh, look out. Look out. You wear it well. I did ask you if I could talk about your age. You said 74?
Yes.
I wish I had an audience to say, wow.
Yeah.
You're looking good for 74, man. And you're still singing.
Huh? And
you're still singing. So now where can people see you sing? Where do you get to play these days with the pandemic and all the club changes? Where do you find a home to do your music?
I go to the Esquire sometime. I was at Vino Bellows a lot over in Issaquah. I've been playing, I play with another group called, Triple Treat. I was with them, and we was all over the place, doing private engagements and different stuff, So I guess on the 28th, I guess we'll do a thing at Stan Sears Park over there, something they're doing. So I'm gonna be there.
October 28th? Outside?
Yeah.
A little chilly.
Huh?
It might be a little cold.
I think it's gonna be inside some kind of way.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I don't want to be, because I remember I did a cold gig one time. It was cold, and I'm thinking, whoa, what you guys put us out here for?
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I had I always keep my earmuffs now.
There you go.
I always wear earmuffs when you're playing outside with a hat on your head.
Yeah. That's where all the heat leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some gigs at the Pono Ranch, and the last one of the fall was like
Chilly, huh?
Yeah, even if they have fire pits outside, it's still a little chilly. Now, Tim's Tavern does that. They have an outdoor scene with the cover so you don't get rained on.
Right, but it's cold.
But you got to be prepared for that if you're going to do live music. It's kind of cool with the pandemic to have that much air.
Yeah.
I must say that makes it a little more comfortable to not have a mask.
Yeah.
So where can we see you? Where can we see you?
Well, like I say, the next time I've been doing a lot of hosting gigs, and basically at the Esquire sometime. Flight Path be over there. Then I go out to Caballeros out in Tacoma.
Okay.
Right. Different places.
Right. Well, hopefully we'll send some word out here and get some more gigs for you, because I don't want to work you too hard at 74.
I don't want to work too hard no more. I don't want to do that, because people they say, well, good, let's go. You got one over here, one over here. I used to do that.
Right.
But then I was working a job too, so I couldn't. It was just too much for me. I had to get back.
Yeah, the older I get, the more I think, well, let's just do one thing in a day. Because if I start doing 2 or 3 things,
that's it, huh?
It doesn't work out in my favor, right?
Yeah.
Well, now, CT, what was a typical day growing up in Louisiana? Before you moved to Seattle, before you went to Chicago, what was a typical day like for you?
Living in Louisiana?
Uh-huh. And how old were you? Were you talking about teenager?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's kind of like typical day was, it was like, at that time when I was coming up, the civil rights movement was changing. Things were changing and things like that. And I was a football player, too. I was a quarterback for my great school, Carroll High Bulldogs in Monroe. Yeah. And I was a quarterback. We went all state champ, played Vita Blue, this and that,
Wow.
And then when I graduated, I wanted to go play football at college, but things got all jumbled up, and I enjoyed growing up in Louisiana, and we had it was nice. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because back then, even though things were changing, but we had good vibrations. The music was around me and my family. It was like great, man. It was like I really enjoyed that, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Louisiana does sound like you'd have good music, you'd have good food, you're going to have some good parties, good events, good gatherings. So, yeah, I like the sound of that.
It was great. We had a lot of fruit trees and, go out there and pick pecans and plums, everything. It was like, I just think I was just blessed to live there, even though we ain't had that much money. We couldn't rub 2 nickels together, but we was kind of poor, Neighbors down the street, they was really poor, This one guy, they were so poor, he had to wear his cousin's clothes. He got tired of putting the hems in the dresses and all that, so he had to change that.
Right,
Right.
Yeah, that's hard to see that history that we've been a part of here.
But that was a joke, okay?
Was it? Oh.
That was a joke when I say
I guess.
he had to wear his cousin's clothes. He got tired of putting the hems in the dresses.
Oh, his cousin was a girl. Okay, I missed that completely.
Yeah.
Right past my head.
I know. That's all right. I had to say that.
Okay, good. Well, humor is important to survive, isn't it?
Huh?
You have a great attitude. You're always so mellow, so chill. How do you keep that aloha vibe or whatever you want to call it? How do you keep that good vibration like you tell?
Well, over the years you find out that no matter how hard it get, no matter how tough it get, if you believe in God, it take you right on. Say, man, you'll be through that after a while. So keep your head up and keep it moving, because seasons change. That's one of my songs I wrote called Seasons Change. And so, it's just saying you ain't the only one. It's like,
Right.
just keep your head up, want to be like the sun, shining all the time. Not all the time, but, clouds get in your way, but deep inside, you're still shining.
The power of belief.
Yeah.
You have a strong faith.
Yeah, I got a strong faith. I mean, I done seen a lot of stuff, and I'm still here. Thank you, Lord.
Amen. Amen. Well, we start with church here on Sundays at the Seattle Drum School. The little auditorium in the back is a temple, is a church on Sunday mornings. And I met Reverend Philip, or Pastor Philip.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh.
I met Pastor Philip this morning. Nice gentleman. And I said, it isn't about the building. It's not about the building. So until they get their building built, they're here every Sunday morning.
Wow.
And they've been here a while. So, yeah, we have church at the drum school, too.
Oh, okay.
Look out.
Oh,
You should have got here earlier.
Oh, yeah. I
Could've found God.
Yeah, I would like to have seen that.
Right? Well,
Yeah.
we'll do it again. I have a few more minutes to get a calendar in. That went so quickly. We're going to have to do chapter 2.
Uh-oh.
Just to get you talking took me a half an hour.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, I love you, C.T. Thompson. I'm so glad you came in and had a brief chat with me. We do this Seattle Drum School podcast, Blues to Do, every Sunday at 1 o'clock. I know that game is about to begin. We talked about football for a second there, and I know they're all going click, 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 click. But if you want the calendar, you can check it out. I do post it at Instagram. I'll do that this afternoon. There's some great calendar stuff going on in our town. It's starting to build up again. We're getting some more live music.
Yeah.
The Sea Monster is a cool place Tuesday through Sunday. I don't know if you've ever popped in there, but I bet they'd eat you up with a fork. They would love you there, CT.
Well, if you got any information.
I will hook you up. Every Sunday, as we mentioned, the Royal Esquire Club in Columbia City has a real band backing you up, one song apiece with rotating hosts. CT there on a regular basis. Tim's Tavern has an open mic on Wednesdays, but like I said, they have some heavies playing there. Jazz, everything. But we got to get some more blues at Tim's Tavern, not just bluegrass and jazz. We got to get in the middle of that, somewhere in between. Two Scoops Combo. I saw him last week at the farmer's market. That was delightful. One more week through the end of October. So we got one more week of every Thursday, Burien Farmer's Market, noon to 3, Two Scoops Combo. And then every Thursday, the Flight Path, as we mentioned, in Boulevard Park, has Herman Brown, John Studemeyer, Curtis Seals, all the heavies. And if they're not
Craig
there,
Washington, all them.
yeah, they put a good drummer up, whoever it is. It's always a great drummer. So fantastic band. And this is October, so Halloween month. We got the Triple Door doing burlesque. They do it better than anybody. This is Halloween is the show they're calling this year. It's called the Dark Fantasy Burlesque Musical.
Ooh. Where? This is at
The Triple Door.
Oh.
It creates a little image there, doesn't it?
Oh, okay.
Tonight, October 22nd, Tim's Tavern has Huttiler. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Huttiler and Hayes. That's Justin Cosell Hayes. We've seen him in the Pioneer Square area and all over the place for years. So they're doing the show together at Tim's Tavern on tonight, Sunday night. Also, the Spar Beer Parlor in Tacoma has a Sunday night blues showcase. They got Michelle D'Amour and the Love Dealers tonight. That starts at 7 o'clock. The Triple Door Musicarium Lounge. That's a cool free place to go. How Now Brown Cow is the group. I just love saying that one. How Now Brown Cow. And that'll be the 25th at the Triple Door, as I said, Musicarium Lounge. The Salmon Bay Eagles, where I was last night, seeing some heavies. I mean, Steve Bailey was out. He's been a part of the blues scene with Isaac Scott and all those guys for years. They had Dan Abernathy, who's now like part of the Salmon Bay Eagles. He brings a lot of shows in there, so look out. The Salmon Bay Eagles stepping up their game over there in Ballard, which is a great walking music district. All Stars, No Stripes with Stan Ike, another great name from the past here in the blues scene in Seattle. That again is Salmon Bay Eagles in Ballard on the 26th. I got a couple more. Do I have any more time? I'm almost out of time here. The other show I want to mention, Kirk Whalum at Demetria's Jazz Alley, 26 through 29. Ron Bailey and the Tangents at the Salmon Bay Eagles on the 27th. In Kent, they got some Halloween stuff for families. Salmon Bay Eagles has Seattle House Rockers on the 28th. Look for King Combo at the Spar Beer Parlor in Tacoma on the 29th. And then more Jazz Alley, Grace Love 31, and November 1. I'm getting into November already, so I'll put that up on the Instagram. Thank you, Chandler, for being my tech person. I'll get more calendar up, as I said, on Instagram, and I'll do that every week here on the Blues to Do podcast. Gosh, that went so fast. How to get along with others. I think you could teach a symposium on that. So nice to have you here, C.T. Thompson.
Oh, thank you very much. I'd like to give a shout-out to all the cancer survivors out there.
That's right.
I am one, and I'm just happy to be here. And
You're blessed.
All the cancer survivors, let's keep it moving. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Cancer sucks, and you are awesome. So you kicked it. No more cancer for you. Just keep it out.
I don't know. Don't get too happy now. I say I'm just gonna keep my eyes open.
All right. Yeah. Good man to follow. C.T. Thompson here on the Blues to Do podcast. My name is Marley Walker. Living the blues until next week. It's real music, real stories, real people. Right here every Sunday afternoon. Thank you, Chandler. We'll see you next week at the Seattle Drum School.